As we all know, that agriculture is the backbone of India. However, it is facing a number of challenges. Our BJP government has taken a number of initiatives to bring reforms in agriculture sector and strengthen the hands of farmers, sir. Main aim of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji is to doubling the farmers' income and allow them to live with dignity and self-respect, sir. Sir, as we know, under the existing laws, there is a number of restrictions in the agriculture marketing system. It is difficult for free flow of agriculture produce from one state to another state, sir. Farmers cannot sell agriculture produce outside the restricted area. Sir, these are one set of problems. On the other hand, there is a lack of cold storages, insufficient godowns, and inadequate infrastructures. All these are causing a huge quantity of wastage in vegetable, fruits, and other perishable commodities. For example, if a farmer grows fruits like papaya or mango in a small village, he is unable to sell his produces to the processors in other parts of the country. So, the poor farmer is forced to sell the produces within the restricted area. Sir, considering these practical difficulties, our government has brought this ordinance and now it is before us in the form of Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Bill 2020. The main intention of this bill is to prevent the market monopoly. This bill creates a nationwide market for our farmers. This bill makes provisions to expand the market to reach more and more buyers. It leads for a healthy competition among sellers and buyers. This bill prevents the intervention of middlemen in agriculture markets. Farmers can demand better prices for his producers as they have freedom of selling their producers. It would provide an opportunity to attract investment for agriculture marketing, sir. Setting up of cold storage and godowns. Farmers who produces cereals, pulses, oil seeds, marine foods will attract buyers from nook and corners of this country. This will give opportunity to national e-marketing system and it will help the farmers to cutting down costs, sir. As the country and also the entire world is in the clutches of COVID-19, it is the need of the hour to unlock the regulated agriculture markets to help farmers, sir. In the state of Karnataka, our BJP government has successfully implemented this ordinance under the leadership of Honorable Chief Minister, Mr. Shri B.S. Yediyurappa ji. Sir, I am sure and hopeful that the proposed bill for the benefit of the farmers, who is Annadata for all of us, on behalf of the people of Karnataka and honorable members of this August House, I congratulate our Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Minister for Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, and also entire cabinet for bringing this historical bill. And this is a gift from Shri Narendra Modi ji to the farmers of this country on his 70th birthday, sir.
Thank you.
With these few words, I conclude my speech in support of this bill, sir. Thank you, sir.
P.K. Kunhalikutti.
House about an important issue of agriculture farmers who are the backbone of our country. I take this opportunity by expressing my unhappiness about the following bills introduced into 2020 in the farming sector, namely. I'm not going to rise about the technical issues about this bill, but by bringing this bill, you're telling the farmers they can sell their farm produce across the country, not only in the APMC yard, which I really don't understand, as the farmers are already selling the farm produce across the country as free men. To quote an example, in my district, Asan, farmers who are growing potato, which is the main crop, can sell their farm produce anywhere in the country with the RTC documents. There's no objection for it. So, like this practice has been there since several years, and which is not new according to the Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Bill. So, and the second point I want to raise here is, by bringing this bill, I have a doubt that our medium and large farmers who are in informal sectors of farm economy, I want a clarification from the Honorable Finance Minister whether you have any plans of getting them into the purview of Income Tax Act. As of now, the agriculture sector is out of the income tax ambit. The third point is there is a strong rumor in future that they are going to close all the APMC yards across the country by the present government. In that case, the small and marginal farmers who are 87% in the farm sectors, cannot afford the long distance transportation of their farm produce, which in turn will affect these sectors of farmers in addition to other problems like loss of crops, to heavy rain and droughts, etc., being faced by the farmers in their day-to-day life. The fourth point that I really want to raise here, sir, I seriously doubt, I feel the government is under pressure from WTO and developed economical countries, which are being used by the large MNCs and the global corporate houses and local corporate houses to bring in change of policies in the development countries by which they will be favored to take an advantage out of these bills. So, as it is portrayed by the government that these three ordinances approved by the cabinet meeting on June 3rd, 2020 were hailed as landmarking decisions for the transform of agriculture sectors, which I don't see any hope for the agriculture sectors as per the point that I have raised above. In this regards, I want a clarification from the Honorable Finance Minister whether our government is under pressure from the external forces to bring these kind of bills which will affect our farmers to a greater extent. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Chairman, sir.